welcome to Radioactive. Yeah, that's right. No longer are we Surveillance Spotlight, as Surveillance Spotlight has now been revived as the new, bigger, bolder Radioactive. Today I am here with Lucy Cardona. Hi, Lucy.
Hello.
I'm here today to discuss AI art and its effects on artists. As before, Lucy Cardona has actually been with helping the journalism group. And what's been going on is that, she's been doing a lot of cover arts for us. She's actually doing my cover art for my new podcast. Lucy, to begin with some of our questions here, how long have you been painting, drawing, or creating?
I've been doing traditional art for about as long as I can remember, but when I really started taking it seriously was about, I want to say 5th grade. And then I really started trying to actually improve, and I only really saw results once I did classes here with Miss Almeida.
Oh, cool. All right. As it is, just to ask, you have, as you said, you hope to be in have this as a career, correct?
Yes, I do.
All right. And the type of art, what do you prefer doing mainly?
Usually I do digital art. On my iPad, I have just a regular, I think I have an iPad Air and an Apple Pencil that I use to draw, and I draw in Procreate. Cool. I haven't had the program for a long time, but I've gotten used to using it, and it's also used for animations as well, so it's not just single images.
Yeah. And here's the thing now. Let's get to the fat of this interview here. How have you heard about the impact of artificial intelligence on art?
Oh, I've heard of it for a long time. I remember hearing about it first, a couple years ago, before it really started getting good enough that it was genuinely terrifying to artists as their jobs.
Yeah, definitely, I'd say. Not to butt in, but as you can see, you've seen a few sources. Think of Meta's thing. They had this one little thing, you can have a picture or something. As describe it with words. It basically you can take arbitrary text and you can make it to a picture or a GIF or something. Mm-hmm. This is kind of like a wizard's pencil, right? You put your hand in, you say something, I want this, and you pull it out, and this is what you get. It's like that. Have you seen art produced by AI anywhere else yourself? Tell me where.
I've seen art be used by AI for on Twitter, and sometimes even leaked into Google searches, which is kind of not good for references for artists, because they will try to look for references of muscles and anatomy, and here will come these AI produced amalgamations of not true anatomy or not true reference pictures that kind of mess up even beginning artists.
Yeah, that's true. That is definitely true there. Give me a good opinion here. How do you feel about AI art? A good summary about what you know entirely.
For AI art, in the beginning, it was not really a concern because the databases were not big enough for it to actually be mistaken with human created art. Yeah. But as the years have gone on and as AI databases have increased and people have been putting their art in just because they were curious, the database has increased, and which makes it now a lot easier to be mistaken AI art with human art, at least from a common person's eye.
I can see that. As human intelligence for now we have a limit, but with AI, it's becoming smarter, it's getting better, it's becoming bigger, it's getting everywhere. I can agree with that there. Yeah.
I am personally not in favor of using AI art for unless it's for tedious needs. If you need an idea, maybe you can put it in and then see what comes out. But personally, I am not into using it for I am for protecting artists' rights and making sure that they are able to claim what they have, because AI arts and databases, they kind of steal all the art and kind of pretend to be human. That's kind of what artificial intelligence is.
To be honest, actually, the idea of the inspiration for this whole podcast episode was mainly because I saw a bunch of people, artists in China, protesting AI art, saying that it takes their job themselves. And I can see you agree with the same rhetoric they have, right?
I do.
Yeah. I gotta be honest with you. Do you feel like AI art, it stunts creativity? Is it replacing the creative input from artists?
It has ways of stunting creativity because think of ChatGPT and how and other AI services people are now just putting prompts into it and expecting the machine to do it for them, and it's not actually helping their brain to unlock new pathways for them to realize how to create art in a specific way.
You don't get the skills. Like you basically like people like you start losing skills from now as we more adapt like AI. We start losing more skills that we we usually have and we learn, right?
Because artists as a practice, it takes time and learning for each person to realize their own special niche. But with AI art, it's kind of amalgamating every niche ever and just spitting it out as random code and random art, if you could call it that.
Yeah. I mean, like, do you think art is gonna replace traditional art? I gotta ask you 100%.
AI art? No, I don't think so, because because now I've been seeing that AI art is starting to steal from other AI art, which is kind of like it's like a bad sort of like inbreeding of like AI art produces AI art, which produces AI art, and like
I'm hearing that word. Yeah, I've never ever heard the AI inbreeding before. That's a new word.
Yeah.
But if anything, you're like, I gotta know, like, you say like AI is starting to steal from AI. I like to know like where's the source to that, just to make sure, like,
I've seen lots of AI arts because they usually use the same databases and they become updated, right? But some people update their AI databases with their own AI art.
Yeah.
So it kind of starts to dilute how much of it is actual human-created art, which is how the AIs are supposed to be trained.
I mean, like, how do you feel that the artists, like yourself, can protect their careers and hobbies in the face of AI art?
Definitely contracts. Lots of lawyers. Because I've been seeing with the Writers and Actors Guild, they've had contracts with trying to that there would be no AI art on their that their arts and creations will not be uploaded to AI databases. And if they are, they will be faced with legal action. So that's kind of how artists are realizing, hey, this is how we protect our work from these robots trying to steal our jobs.
I was like, I gotta talk back like the writer's strike. I mean, that was a whole big event on its own. Like a whole bunch of like talk shows and stuff like that. Like, they were on hold for a while because people were like saying that they weren't getting treated well for like the work they were doing. I gotta appreciate that because like I gotta say, writers, they are like good. They make, and I think it actually makes people like Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, and Bill Maher. It actually makes them actually funny. That's the truth. I mean, not to be like, like to say anything. Like, do you actually know who those people are?
I've heard of them in passing, but I've never really engaged with them.
I mean, I'd say they all kind of blend into one another. So I'd understand if you see the same. I don't mean to be like, devil's advocate and say it like that, but I want you to name at least one very good thing about AI art.
AI art. One thing that I would like to say is that for animation, at least, it reduces the amount of tedious work to do. Like if you just want this line in a specific spot over and over and over again, it would take hours for a regular artist to do that, and it would be boring. But AI art can do it in a matter of seconds because it just knows that it has to draw that one singular line. So that's the good thing. It removes tediousness in things like animations, and it can never again replace actual art, but when you want to use it to draw like that one singular line again, frame after frame after frame after frame, it gets boring for a regular artist who wants to do more. So I feel like it can be used for more tedious tasks, but other than that, I don't think it has many other good attributes. Not that I can think of off the top of my head at the moment.
Yeah. If anything, you make like a good sum up of like what you really want to get across with with this interview here. What do you really like a message that you want to let out?
One message I would like to let out, I think, is that AI art is a new and scary concept, but over time we will kind of balance it out, like how people were scared forever of the self-checkout machines taking everyone's jobs, but there are still cashiers. And trust me, those cashiers are the ones who are actually helping them from the really the big dog water self-checkout machines. It's like unexpected item in bagging area, and there's nothing on the bagging area though. Exactly. So it will never replace it the same way humans can. But I feel like if we find a way to find a good balance between, hey, this is used for ideas, hey, this is used for concepts, and then from there create actual human art, it's a good idea.
Yeah. All right then. Well, Lucy, I gotta say thank you so much for this interview. You've really given me a big insight on like the idea of like how artists feel about AI and such. And I hope I'm happy to know you can feel at least a little ease that you'll have a career in this. You can turn your hobby into something you really love, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Once again, thank you very much. This has been Radioactive, where I direct my attention to the toxic tech talks to make sense of it all. With the freedom of knowledge, together we can build a better, smarter, and private internet.